Fantastic lead. The opponent opts to stay and then pivot out into Wigglytuff. Oh boy, trainer, do you need to get up to speed with Season 22 of the Go Battle League? Welcome back to the channel. Boy oh boy, am I hyped for this season of GBL. It looks incredible. We have had one of the biggest move updates the game has ever seen, and the meta has been completely shaken up. We see Pokemon such as Grumpig that used to be ranked 900 on PvPoke, now ranked inside the top 10, which is kind of absurd. And we've also got former meta top dogs such as Swampert, who we're featuring today, getting access to a new party trick, putting it back in meta contention once again. I'm going to be kicking the season off the only way I know how, with a triple buffed, triple shadow team. Today's battles have been sent in to me by my friend Vince. Shout out Vince, I'm very much appreciative of you sending me these battles, as I'm currently stuck at work and unable to play myself. He's going to be showing us the new Psywave Venomoth. Venomoth never really saw any play due to the fact you're stuck on Infestation or Confusion. It's now got access to that busted move of Psywave. We've got the buffed Rock Tomb Cradily and Sludge Swampert. This intro has gone on for far too long, so without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, Vince, aka Dark Answer, is going to lead Shadow Venomoth into Mantine. Being a bog and poison type, flyers are going to be somewhat of an issue for us, but at least we are hitting for neutral with these sideways, and they are starting to chunk. Poison Fang, of course, comes 100% chance to debuff their defense, which is going to help us chunk our way through this matchup. Vince going to invest to protect shield. The opponent unfortunately bait us with the Bubble Beam, which is pretty savage. Venomoth undeterred, going to fire off the next Poison Fang, looking to remove Mantine from the field of play. The opponent invests that protect shield, and they're going to fire off one further Bubble Beam. Venomoth not putting in too much work in battle number 1, but there's plenty more to come. We send out King Cradily. Cradily going to be looking for that full Bullet Seed farm down. We haven't seen the opponent's second move yet. Hopefully this isn't an Ice Beam. Oof, that definitely is an Ice Beam. Cradily rocks deep into the red, and it looks like Swampert is going to have to do some heavy lifting. Out comes Galarian Stunfisk. Vince going to fire off the Grass Knot, forcing the opponent's final protection. We see the Grass Knot banked and the pivot into Swampert, a Pokemon I used to call the GOAT. Swampert gonna fire off the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon rocks Stunfist deep into the red, and out comes a Azumarill. Swampert with access to that buff move of Sludge, gonna come in clutch. Swampert fires off the first Sludge. Ooh, big damage. Swampert looks like it easily two-shots Azumarill, and despite a pretty tricky start to that battle, we're able to emerge victorious. GG's. In the next battle, once again we see a flyer that is such a small Drifblim. This opponent opting for the buff move of Hex instead of Astonish. We invest to protect shield, blocking up the Icy Wind, and out comes Jumpluff. Cradily going to be hitting for super effective with the Rock Tomb and also lowering Jumpluff's attack. As the season progresses, I fully expect Cradily usage to rise. It's pretty spammy, pretty bulky, got a decent moveset, and its typing's quite interesting. Rock defensively is dreadful, but if you pair this up with a grass type, you're able to neutralise your weakness to both water and ground. Likewise, the rock covers the grass's weakness to both flying and fire, and actually hits them back for super effective. Vince made the pivot into Venomoth, attempted the snipe unsuccessfully, baiting back out the balloon. The balloon invests to protect shield, blocking up the Poison Fang. Vince going to elect to let Venomoth go down and put all his hopes and dreams on Swampert. Swampert hits the field of play, farms up, throws the Hydro Cannon on the CMP tie. Poison Fang, of course, has debuffed Drifblim's defense, and the opponent opts to invest that final protect shield. Swampert happy to match. Unfortunately, we're now going to fall victim of that debuff treatment. Swampert going to be able to outpace to the next Hydro Cannon. The question is this Hydro Cannon enough to knock out? No, invisible HP, the balloon able to hang on. Swampert going to get hit with one further Icy Wind. Vince makes the pivot back into Cradily. Cradily able to snipe, and out comes Clodsire. Shadow Cradily does hit hard, but unfortunately Clodsire, one of the thickest mon in the format. 2 Shadow Grass Knots simply are not going to cut it. Vince fires off the second Grass Knot, which is going to get the opponent into the red health, but the opponent smartly continuing to farm up energy. They're able to snipe with Jumpluff. Back out comes Swampert. The opponent going to be able to outpace to the Aerial Ace. Unfortunately, we are going to take the loss. GG's that opponent. In the next battle, we see the battle of the poison types. If this was a mono poison type, we would be hitting for super effective, but Drapion, of course, only has one singular weakness to ground. The Dark actually means these Psywaves are going to be single resisted, as Dark does double resist Psychic. Vince tanks the crunch, full sends the Bug Buzz, forced to protect shield, and we see the pivot into Cradily. Vince going to invest the Protect Shield, blocking up the first crunch. Usually you wouldn't want to shield the first move. It does come with a 30% chance to debuff your defense. However, Vince has a 100% chance to debuff the opponent's attack, so that's a pretty safe shield. And you could actually use that sort of play pattern when using Pokemon such as Cradily. We fire off the Rock Tomb and out comes Mandibars. As I said in the previous battle, most grass types don't like flyers, but Cradily more than holds its own. A Rock Tomb forces the opponent. Final Protect Shield, the opponent fire off the Aerial Ace. That does absolutely nothing, then pivot into a Azumarill. We see the Grass Knot / Rock Tomb banked, and out comes Swampert. Swampert gonna fire off the Sludge. This makes me so happy. Seeing that Sludge two shots this stupid bulky blue mouse. Vince going to invest the Final Protect Shield, blocking up the Ice Beam bait, but no bait. Will be saving this opponent's fate. Vince going to overfarm, fire off the next Sludge. Going to be high Azumarill, buy Azumarill, remove yourself from my screen. Back out comes Mandibars. Swampert going to be able to outpace to the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon certainly puts it in a range where Rock Tomb will be lethal. We go for the wham, bam, combo play, serving up the opponent the Big Mac and the fries. The opponent actually able to survive, but that's neither here nor there. They're left on almost no HP. Aerial Ace removes us from the field of play. Swampert comes in, able to double resisted, mud shot farm down, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see the Dream Lead. Oh, hello, Wigglytuff. Nice to see you. Nice. Gosh, I hate that stupid marshmallow. The opponent say switch into Ferret. We fire off the Poison Fang, debuffing their defense, and send out Cradily. Ferret getting plenty of love from Niantic this season, getting buffed not once but twice, gaining access to both Swift and Trailblaze. The opponent fired off the Trailblaze, vamping up their attack. Vince quickly going to knock it back down to neutral, firing off the Rock Tomb. Looks like the opponent going to make a play at taking back switch advantage, and to be honest, they could probably do it if they're willing to invest both Protect Shields. However, that's not too bad for us. We've also got Sludge on Swampert, which is going to be able to handle that Wigglytuff. The opponent does 2 shield, commit to the full Sucker Punch farm down, and we send back out Venomoth. I believe this Swift is only neutrals. We fired off 2 Rock Tombs, they fired off 2 Trailblazers. Venomoth took a lot of damage from that Swift, committed to the Psywave farm down, out comes Gastrodon. Vince gonna fire off the Poison Fang and likely pivot out into Swampert, hoping the Goat can do Goat things. The opponent reset their debuff, sending out the Marshmallow. Vince gonna fire off the Sludge. I doubt this one-shots, but should do a lot. It does do a lot. Vince could commit to a mud shot farm down, but he's going to play it safe. Fire off the next Sludge, looking to keep as much HP on Swampert as he physically can. Back out comes Gastrodon. Swampert rapidly running out of HP, but able to reach the Hydro Cannon. Is this enough? 2 knockouts. Swampert does Goat things once again. Welcome to Season 22, little buddy. My God, have you been missed? In the next battle, we see Galvantula in the lead. Despite Venomoth not getting same type attack bonus in these sideways, my God, do they chunk in neutral scenarios. We fire off the Poison Fang, forced to protection, and Vince is going to shield, fearful of potential discharge. The opponent opts to throw the lunge, wanting to lower this Psywave damage. Vince able to outpace to the next Poison Fang. Galvantula users love to double shield, but this opponent opts to soft lose the 1 shield scenario. The opponent now sends out the Quagman. Vince going to commit to the Bug Buzz. The opponent, not wanting to get Bug Buzz to the face, opt to fire off the Aquatail. Aquatail picks up the knockout, and we send out Cradily. The opponent pivots out into a Abomasnow, which is somewhat of a core breaker for our 2 remaining Pokemon. Both Rock Tomb and Sludge will hit Abomasnow for super effective. Rock Tomb forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Vince still with a shield to hide behind, going to be investing it here. The opponent actually an Icy Wind, and that is very nice for us, so their pacing is going to be worse. Vince able to outpace to the next Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb rocks the Snowman deep into the red, and we see an absolute savage catch. Catch the next Icy Wind onto Swampert. It's not too often you're going to see a Mud Boy switched out into a Grass type, but it works out very nicely for us. Quagman re-enters the arena, fires off the Aquatail. Aquatail isn't lethal. Swampert holds strong, reaches the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon also isn't lethal. The opponent able to mud shot farm us down, but they don't have a charge move. 1 Bullet Seed gets us over the line, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Greninja in the lead. Despite us being a bug type and then being a dark type, this isn't a great matchup for us, as we're using Psywave and they are going to be double resisted. Holy moly, the opponent's running Aerial Ace. They're also running Bubble, which certainly isn't the correct move. We full send the Bug Buzz, picking up the 1-shot. Out comes Talonflame, we see the pivot into Cradily, and out comes Grumpig. Grumpig instantly going to get debuffed with the Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb goes unshielded. It looks like the opponent might be looking to 2-shield Talonflame. Grumpig, much like Venomoth and Pokemon like Lapras, gained access to Psywave this season. If you're going to use Grumpig, please TM it to Psywave. This opponent's opting for Extra Sentry, which is an awful quick move. Grass Knot picks up the knockout, back out comes Talonflame. Unfortunately, we get farmed down, and this is now looking very dicey. Swampert down a Protect Shield. Isn't going to be particularly good into this matchup. Vince might look to call the bait. Last second, invest a Protect Shield, blocking up the Flame Charge. Oh boy, I don't even think a catch saves us at this point. Vince fires off the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. A boosted Fly might be survivable. A Brave Bird will knock out. There's the Brave Bird. Back out comes Venomoth. We're going to fire off the Poison Fang. Poison Fang, of course, will be shielded. The opponent still has a shield to hide behind. The opponent going to be able to incinerate, farm us down. And despite not running the right quick moves, we fall victim of some early season spice. Heading into the next battle. We see Venomoth into Altaria. Quite a neutral matchup. Vince opts to pivot out into Swampert. For those of you OGs, you'll remember this was one of the very worst matchups Swampert would ever be in. However, Sludge does some decent damage in this matchup. Unfortunately, not enough to two-shot. However, this is a good example of seeing that Swampert can at least fight back in matchups that used to be god-awful for us. Vince actually able to force a Protect Shield, able to outpace to the next Sludge. Sludge rocks the opponent deep into the red. The opponent saves Altaria and snipe with Azumarill. Azumarill now switch locked and answered by Cradily. Cradily able to fire off the Grass Knot on the charge attack priority. Grass Knot goes unshielded, rocking the opponent very deep into the red. Vince looking to match the opponent's play pattern, also unwilling to invest the final Protect Shield. He tanks the Ice Beam. Vince looks for the Bullet Seed farm down, which he's able to get. We then make the pivot into Venomoth. That is a wall face in the back. That certainly won't be a victory, and Vince instantly top lefts. In the next battle, we see Venomoth into Primate. The opponent opts to stay in, and just look at this Psywave damage. It is disgusting. The opponent fired off the Rage Fist, then make a savage catch, catching the triple resisted Poison Fang onto Clodsire. I believe it's triple resisted, right? Ground, double resist poison, and poison does resist itself. Come on, Jamie, how'd you make content and not know typing effectiveness? Vince sent out Swampert. Swampert overfarmed, fired off the Hydro Cannon, moving Clodsire from the field of play. Back out comes Primate. Swampert fired off the Hydro Cannon, forcing the opponent's first Protect Shield. Primate fires off the Rage Fist, and then make the pivot into Azumarill. Azumarill going to be greeted with the Sludge. We've already seen this does like 50%. Sludge goes unshielded, and here comes King Cradily. I'm not really sure why the opponents pivoted back out with that Primate matchup, as all they've done is align it with Venomoth for the endgame. Vince invests the Protect Shield, blocking up the Ice Beam here, and overfarms, fires off the Grass Knot. The opponent, still with a shield to hide behind, opting to save it for Primate, but Primate very quickly going to be giving it up, shielding up this incoming Grass Knot. Grass Knot forces the opponent's final protection, and Primate is rapidly running out of HP. We see the instant no shield deployed. Vince knows Venomoth is the key to victory. The opponent actually fires off the Rage Fist, which isn't even lethal, and Venomoth is going to get a well-deserved rest on the bench. Although I'm not really sure he's done that much work to get a rest, but it is what it is. In the next battle, we see a fantastic lead. Annihilape. The opponent saves switch into Wigglytuff, and my trainer, you need to get up to speed with Season 22. The opponent completely core broken by a Venomoth. We fired off the Poison Fang and then made the pivot into Cradily. Cradily fires off the Grass Knot. Grass Knot forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. I think in situations like this, I'd always go Rock Tomb, as Rock Tomb comes at 100% chance to debuff their attack should the opponent wish to start shielding. Vince continuing to throw Grass Knots. Is the opponent going to double shield? Looking to flip switch? No, they're not. Down goes Wigglytuff. Annihilape re-enters the arena, but doesn't get too much farm. Vince sends back out Venomoth. Venomoth going to invest to Protect Shield, blocking up the Rage Fist. The opponent then pivots out into Bastiodon, and we have the perfect answer in the form of Swampert. Swampert going to fully wall the moveset, unless the opponent was, of course, purified, which they're not, and were running return. I really don't understand why you'd run such a nonsense tap-tap Pokemon such as this stupid brick wall day one of the season. Vince going to be able to fully mudshot farm down, leaving with the double Hydro Cannon. Back out comes Annihilape. The opponent can shield the first Hydro Cannon, which they do, but don't worry, Mr. Opponent. You and your toxic team can eat Hydro Cannon number 2. The second Hydro Cannon isn't quite lethal. We snipe with Venomoth and take that game. In the next battle, we see another battle of buff poison types. A fantastic lead for us. The opponent saves switch into Charger Bug, and here comes Swampert. If I was playing this, I'd potentially stay in for just a little bit longer, do a bit more Psywave damage, because this matchup's kind of scuffed. One Hydro Cannon isn't quite lethal, so it means Vince is going to be forced to shield if he wants to keep alignment. Vince is going to invest that Protect Shield before looking to commit to the Mudshot farm down. This situation isn't too bad either, as Swampert will leave quite minimal farm for whatever should come back out, and also leaves with residual energy. The opponent sends out Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff going to invest the Protect Shield, blocking up the Sludge. Look for that tap tap. Charm down, farm down, but Swampert says no. Reaches the next Sludge, rocking Wigglytuff into around the 3rd health range. Vince sends out Cradily. Cradily not messing around, going straight for the Grass Knot. Grass Knot will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. Vince instantly clicks no shield, knowing Venomoth is the key to victory. Icy Wind actually isn't lethal. The opponent looks to snipe with G-Weezy. Vince shows cat-like reflexes, sending back out Venomoth. Venomoth fires off the Poison Fang. Poison Fang only hits for neutral, but does come with a 100% chance to debuff the opponent's defense. The opponent fires off the Sludge, which would have been resisted, but Vince doesn't care. He sideway farms all the way down, leaving with the Poison Fang. It's only high Wigglytuff, by Wigglytuff, and we take that game. Venomoth able to do some heavy lifting in the final battle of this video. So let's review the 3 Pokemon we've seen today. I think Venomoth is going to be cool spice, or perhaps some anti-meta spice, but not really a top meta threat. Perhaps in some theme cups it will see more play. I think Cradily, as the season progresses, will rise up in meta popularity. I think this thing is going to be phenomenal. I think Swampert gaining access to Sludge has also elevated it back into meta contention. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If, like Vince, you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to a battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.